Yeah.
Kaz is still not here, so I'll start. We'll have to start pinning him.
Yep.
Okay.
So, are we live?
He immediately shows up on phone.
So yeah, we are alive.
Yep.
Oh my god, is there literally gonna be 3 of you here?
It's gonna be
Three
4
of
in a
us.
minute.
We can make it if we
4.
try.
Told you. Called it.
Yes, my
Fucking
boy.
called it. It's muted, but that's just he's on his phone.
It's fine. It's fine.
And I'm launching Roll20, as you said, potentially.
Any updates on that?
What?
Is tonight going to be Roll20?
Depends. What are you
That
gonna
does
do?
not inspire confidence. I thought we were going to be... oh yeah, this depends on whether or not we decide to
Do
do
something.
this diplomatically or do this not.
Diplo what?
Diplo what? Just you see in his hand
Hey.
fireball. It's like what? Diplo what?
Hey,
A slightly yellow glowing fireball.
Look, I've already talked down a couple things. I seem to have a knack for that with okay rolls on that, so
Well,
if I
that
meant- if
also
I-
depends on the levels of strength and whatnot
yeah.
of the opposite
Diplomacy
party.
doesn't need to happen
I
with
say-
words. There's other forms of diplomacy as well that are just as effective.
I just
Does that
wanted
sound
somebody
as a
to
fun-
go to the main pasty white vampire says, I seen shit that would turn you white.
But don't worry. Don't worry. Everything's gonna be fine past dawn.
Yes, my boy, you there? Hello.
He's muted, so he'll be along.
Yeah, his
body might
he's-
not be there, but he is in spirit.
his phone is he's on his phone right now, so he's still turning his computer on probably.
Probably.
He's always on his phone.
Is he?
Yeah.
Sus.
I've already thought. I've been thinking a bit, and my backup character is definitely going to be a bard.
Welcome to session 65. A session that's a lot of interesting things might happen, might not. I don't know. I'm not the player. I'm just the DM. Yeah. So there's 4 of you.
It's the humble guy who orchestrates this bullshit.
Yes, I'm just a schizophrenic. That's fine.
Nothing major.
Nothing major. Just Anyway, I guess I gotta ask a simple question because there's not really much to say. You already talked like I don't know. It's already 10 minutes past when we usually start, so I got a simple question. I
Oh,
guess for all of you.
sacrilege.
Yeah, sacrilege. I got a simple question. You ready?
I am.
Yeah,
No.
boy.
No, but we'll do it anyway.
That's the spirit.
We'll figure it out somehow.
Give me a second.
That seems to pretty much be my go-to.
It's a pretty efficient time.
Give me a second. Oh, look at that. Oh, there's a very nice thing. Okay. So,
it's also a good quote.
Last we left off. Yeah. You were essentially just God, does that work? Oh. You were essentially just... Ooh. You were essentially just traveling to Norn to pick up your remnants of the black dragon that you slew long time ago, a few weeks ago, in Greenshade. Come across the land decimated, and spotted a single ship patrolling its surroundings. You interact with the ship, and you figured out that these are Platinum Sea folk circling the quarantine zone of Norn, which apparently was caused by a lesion that you assume is Icarus. And after some talks lecture, basically realizing that nobody really has any good faith towards you as a member of the Platinum Seas, but technically you're still part of it. You were told to not go there by any means necessary, because if you do, you will be hunted and you will be killed for your transgressions. It was your first and final warning.
Well, if I go, I be dead. Yeah.
Not to mention the fact that they told that magic does not work there for some reason. Magic, heal of sorts. Nevertheless, you continue on journeying towards Kalna in the island of Nana, the boom of the world. And approximately maybe 5 hours until the journey's completion. About in the evening, or 6 a.m. Oh no, p.m. Another manifestation of an island occurred, but with it, the skies began to darken as the moon began to shine crimson. To your left, about a quarter, maybe half a mile away, there's a massive city with beasts roaming its top, its roofs, glinting at you with their crimson eyes. In an epicenter of this massive island city is a tower that probably stretches miles into the sky. So, that's where we left off, as all of you were on the deck, observing this phenomena. As the sky began to darken, ever so slightly, it is dark. Not fully like night, but more like dusk. What would you like to do?
This looks dangerous.
I just say, reality really wants to screw us over, doesn't it?
Well, that certainly seems like a new league.
Yeah.
Question is do we go?
Is there any way around it?
Theoretically, you just need to swim forward and a bit to the right, and you can just kind of avoid the island overall.
Yeah, we could go around it, but considering what we can see so far is on said island, this may potentially become a threat. Just saying.
Not that they turned the sun dark.
Yeah.
Quick question, just in general. The sun in this world, is it established as a deity, or is it just part of the world as individual?
Some people, some primitive. I think you don't even roll. Some primitive cults or sects believe that the sun is a god, but a canonization of a sun as like a massive, like a god, no.
Okay. Huh?
That's some
Okay,
powerful
so
magic to do that anyway.
I would most certainly like to know how it works.
just so you can use it as intimidation tool? I'm
Oh,
guessing.
just in general.
You just see Plucky just staring at the tower, trying to look at the very top of it, but eventually just bends over and just falls on his back. Tall!
That's
Very
about
tall.
right.
We should get
I
out
think
of here.
his brain is melting.
I mean, he's right there.
I say...
I would say let's continue our path.
Yeah.
Get past this and at least try to avoid conflict.
You know that guy who is guarding Norn? Might want to drop him an invite. Tell him that there's quite a bit of a disaster coming on over here.
He's probably going to be
Certainly
freaking
care.
out.
Honestly,
Well, at
looking at
least
this,
know where the source is.
Immediately, you just see Jack out of bridge just shouting to you with a whistle, and like to all of you with a whistle, and you see him just kind of distressed slightly and says, "I hope you're not trying to get in there."
How
just
bad
shaking
is
my
it?
head.
How bad is it?
Come on and check. You see, there's a panicked man, but there's like a glint of madness. Like he is not believing what he's seeing.
Okay, I hit up.
I must have gone mad. This can't be.
Yeah.
I'm going up and seeing what he's freaking out about.
So, on the bridge, on the main, I guess, screen in front of the ship, looking forward to the ship, you just see what's from above, like bird's eye view from the satellite, and you see every few seconds just the streets are filled by hundreds of these pale back creatures, some with the gray scales and kind of massive to the side of like blocking the entire street.
Okay.
Additionally, what you see is a lot of fighting between each other.
Well, there's a war going on, but let's do it.
Is it
And
possible to just like get a general glimpse of how I'm gonna call it dangerous this fighting is? Like sticks and stones versus nuclear armaments.
Essentially you get like every few seconds a new like screen to look at, and every few seconds you just see a glimpse of like a few hundred people and only like 50 remain. Whatever they're doing, either it's incredibly fast or incredibly deadly. Or both.
I'm going to place my bets on both.
I ask if we can get a closer look at, as in,
Please
like,
not.
zoom it in on some of the corpses so we can get a better look at them.
Oh god. So, after some
Freya?
confusing modification, and I guess the order was given to sail away, or are you just sitting in the same spot?
Sail around it.
Okay, so
To continue our original path.
as you're doing that, you zoom in to the corpses, and you essentially see what seems to be humans, but most of them are either well dressed in this leather, like black leather, or almost like naked. And you see that they're the naked, the naked vampire, not vampire, but the humans compared to the well dressed is like 10 to 1. All of them are incredibly pale. Some of them have their eyes in the sky and their eyes still glow crimson.
Okay, that's worrisome. Considering the bat imagery we're seeing a lot here, this is starting to make me think vampires. And a lot of them.
Oh no!
Right.
Pablo's like, oh, this is big. This is very big.
Oh yeah.
I agree.
No,
And there's
no,
also
he-
also the bat monsters everywhere.
preliminary scanning suggests that it's 1.7 times bigger than the previous island we just been to.
Bigger than one.
Yes.
What you're saying is this place is housing an army.
But they're all fighting each other.
Jack Emil's like, doesn't matter if they're fighting each other. It's an island that is a city.
It's an island that's a city filled with vampires and bat monsters. And whatever's living or unliving in that tower is probably the leader.
Maybe.
There's two options here. One, we get the fuck out. Or two...
Plucky Meal just goes, yes!
Or two, we pretty much warn everyone we possibly can and hope this sorts itself out.
I think the warning has already been sent. I point up at the sky.
Yeah,
Might want to do a direct message to
Like
the
the-
Platinum Seas, though, just to be safe.
Plucky just raises his hand and says, everyone but the Platinum Seas, they're kind of assholes.
Your opinion.
He just...
Yeah, no, I partly agree with him, which is odd, for one, but it would be still better to have them come out here and deal with this instead of us.
I mean, I can send some messages over. Honestly, wouldn't hurt.
Send one
us,
off. Send one off to the guy at the quarantine zone. He's probably gonna be shit.
That was my idea as well. Yeah.
Is Cass present?
Mhm.
Cass, my boy! Yeah, what are you doing at this point? Because
he's just started looking up.
Yeah, you literally could break your neck trying to look up at the tower's very top. It goes very high into the sky. Okay, let me roll some stuff real quick.
We definitely do not like this.
Yeah, an island filled with vampires and bat monsters.
Alrighty. So, all of a sudden, you just hear this screech coming from the island, somewhere deep within. It sounds like a very, very loud bat. Or, for Electra's case, a very reminiscent of the mole creature you fought under Fortnite.
I asked if we can position the imagery over that area.
Okay.
We genuinely need to
zoom
teach you how to use this.
It takes only a matter of a few seconds to find a giant bat creature that is now getting overwhelmed by a bunch of pale creatures, and like a good street and a half is destroyed because of it. By the looks of the size, you would say it's larger than the black dragon you fought.
Oh, Jesus.
We're getting more and more reasons not to go here, aren't we?
Yeah, those things are bobbing it.
So, yeah.
It was not fun. We barely made it out by the skin of our teeth with the one of significantly less girth.
Yeah, so
That's a wording.
at this
We've
point,
fought an ancient dragon. This is worse.
so at this point, you're just kind of seeing that you're like almost like swimming past the island, like not past, but like the major like places that had a lot of those buildings with the vampires staring at you are becoming more and more prevalent. And more like you start to see a bunch of just rubble and just shattered buildings that probably were affected by the shift into this plane.
Yeah, like some of them got cut off halfway.
Probably for the better if this place isn't here
Well,
fully. This already looks like a nightmare to deal with.
we're probably only seeing like half of the actual size of the place.
Half is a conservative estimate. We could not. There's no way we can know how long this place goes on.
Well, considering how a lot of these buildings are destroyed by the shift, I wouldn't be surprised if this, back in its home world, would just continue on.
That's my point. If there's no way for us to know whether the city just stops behind this arbitrary shift or whether it goes on for 10,000 more times with 10,000 more, maybe even higher towers.
The only issue I see right now is this being here going to permanently keep our sun to stay this way, or is it just a radius?
Guess we'll find out.
Sending off messages to the, your superiors under quotations.
Yep.
Oh, and one off to the guy at the quarantine zone.
That's actually what I'm going to do now, if you would excuse me. I would make my way a bit away from the rest of the group.
Where are you going, or where are you going now?
Just genuinely anywhere on the ship where there's no people. If it's some closet, I don't care.
So you're making your way under deck, and the first thing you see when you like climb in the lattice is you see Twitter coming up, and her eyes are crimson blue. She gives you a smile and a nod and walks by you.
You okay?
Oh, I sense there's a lovely weather outside.
I wouldn't be too sure about that.
So
You do you, I guess.
you all just see Zvita just kind of walk on the main deck, look at the sky, look at the not the moon, the sun, and just kind of sit by, just chill by one of the sides of the ship, just on the main deck and just watching it.
I'm just seeing the mental image of Svita just getting out on the deck, starting to get a tan.
He's not that pale, come on. Anyway.
Oh, just on purpose.
Yeah, no.
So that's a little bit worrying. Ken, do you think you can, talk to them, find out what's up?
Whom?
Ken. I was asking if you can go down and talk to, was it Svita?
Yeah,
who's currently on the deck looking at the unholy sanctum that we're passing.
She's like a child against like an edge of a bow, just sitting and just watching casually.
I'm slightly worried. That's a little bit ominous.
Oh, that feeling gets away after a time.
I'm gonna do that. Oi! Veta, you alright?
Yeah.
You seem a bit not dazed, but a bit too fixated on what's going on. Is there something we need to know about?
I mean, it's a lovely day outside, don't you think?
No, it's not.
It is a bit foreboding, I will admit, but and the fact that you just said that is a bit concerning. Do you know this place?
She kind of looks back at the island, and a slight smile comes across her face, but she doesn't answer.
Inciting that. I'm inciting that bit.
I was gonna say, you're gonna fucking inside this.
Hold on, I gotta pull up the right character sheet. Fuck.
I'm joining that insight.
I would as well, but I'm currently not there.
Yes.
And guess what I get to add? I'm adding my Flash of Genius. No, Flash. Commanding Presence doesn't actually do insight. It's only
You just see
performance, intimidate, or persuasion.
So at this point, you're kind of your boat comparatively is like in the middle of like going across the side of the island, and you're basically, if you look directly in the middle of the boat and looking onward towards it, you see the giant tower, and you just see Plucky on the bridge, just like goodbye, bye.
It cut out when you were saying that. That's actually funny.
Oh my god!
No, it's funny because you're trying to do his high-pitched voice, and I think noise suppression cut you off.
Yeah. So you just can. It's like,
We rolled the same number.
yeah, the duality of man. Either you roll a 15 with a modifier 3, or you roll a 3 with modifier 14. Anyway, she doesn't seem to be hiding much, but she looked back at the island, and there's just this smile, this like cheeky smile, and you have this like you've seen this look before, not on her, but on people, and it seems like it's like a good memory, a warm memory, something nostalgic.
Given the circumstances, that is even more foreboding.
She's not hiding
we're keeping it. I elbow Revenge like and give him a look like just of a slight shaking my head. It's like best not touch this thing.
Yeah, no.
We're literally talking about a person, by the way.
Let's not touch the subject a bit anymore.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, and I am pretty much talking with the people on the command deck, saying, if any of these things come here, we need to prepare armaments to fight them off. If these are demons and vampires, we need a lot of holy stuff.
You and Kirkus are kind of like caught off
Yes,
guard because they're.
Yes, I understand that you're new to somewhat useless.
No. We need time. We can't exactly just up in arms. There's the.
I understand. Luckily, you've got a cleric with you. As in me, I can potentially
Pointing at himself.
Yeah. I can potentially help out with that.
Also, Ken, you just hear a very coy voice coming from Zeta saying, "Oh, don't you worry, I don't have fangs, or do I?" As she gives a wide smile, just see a pair of fangs show up.
Yeah.
Is it just like folding out like a snake? Or...
Yes.
Ah, wonderful. Not ominous at all.
She kind of looks at...
Can I reply? And just like, how much trouble is this world in?
Depends.
You are not a demon.
On how the big players take to them arriving?
She kind of looks back, looks at the tower, bites her lower lip. Depends on how much my husband cares.
He's just still being stunned silence for the rest. Like,
she's not UNT pureblood, right?
we don't know, but it's like, well,
So we explain the fangs.
well, hopefully, best case scenario happens.
Yeah. Please tell me you've got some holy rounds to take these things on. Just in case.
Well, technically, radiant damage.
I mean, I don't know.
Blessed bullets. That's.
I was gonna say, you better be blessing my bullet. You better be getting some silver bullets and blessing them the shit out.
Okay, so at this point, it's been like 20 minutes since the island showed up, and if anybody's on the bridge, you see just a bunch of battle is happening, and occasionally you hear like a rumbling sound of like buildings collapsing. and you're maybe 3/4 away from the island just by sailing by it. And Plucky up to this point is still like waving it goodbye, just like making all the excuses like, don't write back, goodbye, farewell.
Yeah. So, meanwhile, I'm going to message the guy from the quarantine zone that I talked to.
Mm-hmm.
The asshole.
If you wish to call him that, so be it.
Hey, asshole.
Hey asshole, we got something for you. Nah. Something along the lines of... How do I phrase this?
This is robot of wooden variety. You may have noticed that the sky is different. Well, we know where it is. Come get it.
Come get it.
Literal city island filled with vampires.
Collector unit number 14, partially of the Platinum Seas here. I think we just found something of interest for the Platinum Seas.
Oh, you mean the giant tower that we can see from here? Additionally,
Oh,
the
tracking that
crimson
far.
moon. Yeah, we noted.
that's right.
A lot of people noticed.
Out of curiosity, are you planning on doing anything about it?
My
As you know, I'm
advice, do not stay close.
working on it, and I'm cutting him off after that.
You're like fucking bolting back full speed.
Just like, just in the head, go.
So yeah, I would be appearing back on the bridge. Information from the Platinum Seas, even they recommend to get the fuck out.
I think we take the advice. Floor it.
So do I. So yeah, full force, we're continuing to Kalna. This may be someone else's problem.
He's hoping that giant dragon that was released comes over here and immediately freezes the entire island.
Yep.
So yeah.
And then I'm gonna pull Lecter aside and give him the information. Lecter, privately,
Yes.
and I as low as I can, but so that you can pick up. Your little girl, your little friend over there. She said, I asked her if this world's in trouble, and she said, and I quote, depends on if my husband cares.
Light twitching of the eye. You mean Svita?
Yes, the little one. And she has fangs. She showed them to me.
Oh, yeah, she's a demon, so that should be expected.
Being said,
Did someone just say demon?
Oh no!
I just imagine you immediately stand there holding a bottle of holy water.
Well, no, I just hear that. I'm like,
no,
God damn it.
no, for me it's like demon.
It's like my sixth sense
Oh my
kicks in from experience. My cleric sense is tingling.
Yeah.
Since you're mostly deaf too, but that's a different topic.
So what are you gonna do?
Well, this is getting more and more complicated. But I think that is an interrogation for later. For now, let's let her keep to it. In the worst case scenario, she may be our only salvation from whoever she's married to.
It's probably a good idea.
Damn, let's continue on.
So, you all just hear ambience of Plucky waving it goodbye and just like, just saying all the farewells that he knows and all the languages that he knows.
No, it's a good few.
Yeah, he just goes on for like 30 minutes.
Does he know Celestial?
Huh?
Does he know Celestial?
Does he know Celestial?
I'm just
I
curious.
think he does.
No, he does not. He knows Common,
Okay.
Halfling, Sylvan.
Okay, good. So I was just curious. Like, if he spoke Celestial and tried to say goodbye in Celestial, I would then make fun of him for his pronunciation.
So yeah, a good 40 minutes after the island originally manifested, you essentially reach its quarter, like its edge, and now you're kind of sailing away from it. And
Yeah.
when you basically, your what's it called? Your ship is no longer within the vicinity, like of the island. Lucky just like shakes his hand because he was waving all this time. It's like, I need a drink, and he just vanishes.
Sticking to usual routines, apparently.
Yeah, just sometimes I just wonder, why have we gone with us?
Sorry?
Then I remember he pretty much appeared in this world around the same time I did.
Actually,
before you.
he came in with Omnis.
Well, no, I mean a bit recently, I show up and then he shows up around the same time.
So yeah,
On your end. But yeah.
I would like pass the perception on everybody.
Oh, God.
That's a perception.
Yeah, pass perception.
That's
15.
perception. 13 for me.
19.
Gaz?
That's your thing.
TTS us, boy.
I think he's present. Oh, yeah.
Big messenger.
So okay, Ken, where would you be at this point? On the main deck or like somewhere?
I'm gonna say bridge.
Okay, so you basically also
Oh.
maybe the mic died. Anyway, yeah, everybody kind of keeping their eyes on the doors, and basically nobody really wants to go outside except for Svita. Svita's just chilling. She's just fucking
Sunbathing.
vibing. Literally.
Bathing.
Yeah, and yeah, the only main two people besides Vita are Jack and what's the Pablo on the bridge. Just mind their own business. Same with you, Ken. The rest are kind of either busy as in doing Kirkings or drinking or eating to keep their mind off what's going outside. Cause they're the what's it called, the smart windows, where if you want to see, you just can see what's outside. So all of a sudden they just fucking open up, just pull it through. They're like, nope.
Yeah. Definitely not. Fuck this.
Yeah. So yeah, everybody is kind of timid, on high edge, especially the Germans and the Soviets.
Oh god.
I would.
You realize that they're speaking with some, saying that this is some sort of trial, perhaps.
Oh no, they're still
All
on
of this
the
is a trial.
Yes.
They're still on the idea that
Yes.
I'm a god.
I mean, look where they are. What do you mean? What do you?
Yeah, true.
So they're all keeping to the tables. Some are saying their prayers and just pretending, just sitting, just standing. The bear is chilling in its own thing. Your
Albert.
yeah, your molten
What?
owlbear. And yeah, Ken. Looking
Yeah.
around, it's darker. It's slowly starting to set to dusk. And you look around just on the bridge, and all of a sudden you just see something red in the water. Like a glimpse. You immediately like start looking for it, look around more, and you just see this massive eye glare up, followed by consecutive few others as it kind of swims past you. Like,
Oh no.
if you were looking forward to your left, there's just a sudden like a a mirage of an eye. You look at it and you just see an eye just immediately wides open, followed by like a series of like 6 as it like dives deeper to its left. And this is a very large creature, at least a few hundred feet deep. It
Look
makes
over
almost-
to the people on there. Say, "Oh, is the electric shock, water shock thing operational?"
Yeah.
Sure,
You might want
mess
to
with that
get
thing?
your finger hovering over the button.
Okay. You see Pablo just clicking a few knobs and like pointing as like there's like a button that's just like clocked.
Is it something we should be
Yeah.
worried about?
I say, all hands on deck. Be
Oh, no.
prepared for possible engagement.
Everybody's
Someone
quiet.
did split off the deck because if this is happening, we need to get them to safety.
Everybody's
Honestly-
silent. Everybody's kind of quiet.
Lecter's just standing there, shaking his head. Honestly, I want to see this.
You want to? Okay.
I know they can survive this. They've survived the worst before.
Okay. I trust your judgment.
Okay. What you start to see as you... Everybody roll me perception check. Because all of a sudden, not only
Okay.
red, you see different coloration. You see green, you see purple, you see blue.
Perception?
That's. Oh. Damn it!
And addition,
7.
and as the radar shows, they're massive, quarter to half a mile creatures, about 2 miles deep.
Jesus.
By the dozen, they're swimming past you towards the island's location.
Okay, obviously something doesn't like that island. Because those are massive.
Hold on. Could that be Gilroy?
Well, considering this date we met them in and the creatures they were with, I wouldn't be surprised. If even they are heading in the direction of that city, I wouldn't then this is actually a very big threat.
I mean, we can always ask.
Yeah,
And I will ask.
But yeah, you basically see every once in a while, just occasionally, just a sudden glow of color. Just like you know when you're like in a pool, and there's a light, and there's like a few feet off the water, there's like a shine. All of a sudden, you just see like a bunch of shines of different colorations.
the bioluminescence.
Yeah, and to the point, the waves become so erratic that you, at full speed, just become standstill. So what are you gonna ask, Collector?
Are you and your associates currently anywhere near a new island?
Yeah. We were called. Everyone has been called. Her Queen Personal Armada has been called as well. Did you do
Offense,
something-
defense, or diplomacy?
Offense.
Noted.
My
I should
advice-
note, we didn't do anything.
Okay, I'll tell her that. But also, run as fast as you can.
Noted. We're working on it.
You're good.
No,
You're
even Kilroy recommends us to run right
You're
now.
good 2 hours away from the island, but you still see the spire. You just see it, and you actually just looking at it like behind, you can actually see the top of it finally.
That place, that literally reaches into the sky.
Okay, give me a second.
View from up there must be amazing.
Oh boy.
Oh, 100 demon.
Lecture.
Hmm.
All of a sudden, clicking sounds. Very rapid clicking sounds within your chassis.
Oh, fuck. Lecter says that, so
So,
take that as you will.
essentially, the clicking began normally, like every once in a while, but now it's agitated. Usually, when an island manifests, it's like a rumble, but this sounds like it's triple the sound, like triple the consistency of a rumble. Your whole chassis is vibrating, your eyes cannot balance themselves, and you're losing your equilibrium. You're literally
Moving like I'm goddamn drunk.
yes.
I
And
think
This
something's wrong with
is
Lecter.
not good.
And all of a sudden, you just stop. And all of it is just silent. Just suddenly cut off. There's no source of vibration anywhere. Who's on the main deck?
I think Swiss is the only one.
No, Paul and Jack, but I'm asking for the players because there's 3 of you. Where's Gaz?
I'm up in the bridge.
I think I'd be on the main deck now.
You've just signed your own death warrant.
On the main deck.
Look,
Looking at the tower, you see 3 flying fortresses surrounding it.
Those are the Platinum Seas.
Yes, most likely.
Well, they really know how to make an entrance.
Always.
And all of a sudden, just a shockwave hits you.
Me?
No,
Or
no,
just
no,
everyone?
like a sudden gust of wind just happened, just fucking blows everyone slightly, knocks the wind out of everyone, but it's not like blows you away, like just no, just yeah. Oh boy.
They teleported then, didn't they?
Oh yeah.
So that's what the ticking was. That was Lecter's essentially sensors registering that mass teleport happens.
Always.
So you look over, unless anybody wants to do something while the hours pass.
Keeping a close eye that nothing else is coming close.
Yeah,
Apart
I'm pretty
from,
much.
of course, these giant things.
These giant things underwater, they like swam past you in like a course of like 15 minutes. It calculated over 63 of these entities.
Yeah.
So yeah.
There's a veritable army heading straight to that island.
Mm.
I don't think we need to worry about that much.
Greetings from Kyorai, by the way.
I'm guessing those in the water were hers.
They are currently starting a war. And I definitely do not wish for us to be involved in it right now.
I don't wish to be on the island at all. Anything there is about to get curb stomped.
Question is
that's
by
just-
whom?
I was gonna say, who's gonna be doing the curb stopping?
Yes.
So
And I'm not going to stay here to find that out, so let's get going.
yeah, so a good hour passes, you still see the tower, but it's less like a massive spike. This is like it's like a mountain in the distance. You can see it, you can clearly see where it is. And up ahead you can see the lights of Kalna in the far distance. It's a large city to the point that from the distance you can see the amount of light that is in the air. It kind of gives this interesting glow. And about this point, the sun is like halfway set. Interesting point about this. It is very dark. like obliviously dark, as in no stars can be seen in the sky dark. The sun is the only source of natural light, and the rest is pitch black. So,
This is certainly putting an interesting ambience on the entire situation.
So, give me a second. Do I have the actual thing? I think I did. Give me a second. Oh yeah. So, I'm just gonna make sure that everything is. So, is anybody like? So everybody's kind of calm, like calm as they could be in the situation. Everybody's just below deck, except for Svidis. Svidis just actually like seems very, very content.
We're trying to be as calm as possible.
It's called silent and tense.
Yes. But yeah, essentially only Zan and like 2 officers from the Soviet Union are actually like the high command are actually like look pretty decent, alright. And they seem to be sharing stories with Plucky, who looks quite anxious.
I'd say this is accurate.
And he immediately looks at you, Lecter, and says, and like comes to you and says, hey, can you tell me what this paper is? And he hands you a paper, and it's this brownish paper with a bunch of to-do stuff. It's literally to-do, and it consists of like from menial tasks to make bread to something very complex and weird as drinking a mixture of blood that came from black, silver, and white dragon.
It's just a paper with a list on it.
Yeah,
So.
and some of them are like scratched out, like, and he says, "Can you tell me what this is?" Like, I know it's a paper, but like, I tossed it away and it came back. I ate it and then it came back. Can you tell me what it is?
Main, I can try, and I will cast Identify as an attempt to figure out what the hell he's holding there.
And it is, and it's called Kender's Pact. And there's no like what it does. It's like more like a note. With this pact sign, hereby Plucky Pup Rider is under an oath to complete these following tasks on the list in order to free soul of Tabitha Swashbuckler and obtaining the Platinum Scarab.
Signed a contract?
There's nothing else. It just
Yeah,
kind of,
I'm asking Plucky.
he just kind of shrugs. No, maybe.
Well, certainly seems like you did. At least it's mentioning you.
So, what is it?
Something about freeing a soul by completing an array of tasks. Something you've apparently sworn an oath to do.
Kind of looks at the paper. Looks at you, looks at the paper, looks at you. Nah, he tosses the paper away and disappears.
It's going to appear with him anyway again.
Okay, so to put it, okay, so I'm gonna post this in a bit, but also I have to post it's on the stream as well. In references, you at this point about 3.5 hours after this, finally can see the grand fort of Kalna and the shining city that is the Loxodon called the world. There's plentiful of what's it called? Of ships, all docked except for a few specific ones. They're bearing this orange sun as a symbol under white parchment. You Electro know this because it's passive for you. This is technically the symbol of the Loxodons. Basically, I guess previously the Aura family, but technically your family's sigil. And essentially it's the banner and basically the sigil of the Loxodon people on the archipelago. And there's like quite big, but definitely not as big as your. I would say like few big as like the Black Rose from Green Shades. Ships who are just sailing around. And immediately as you come closer to the vicinity, they immediately like you see one of the Loxodons just kinda clap his hands, immediately flashes into white and materializes on the deck. With a heavy thud. Who's on the main deck?
I am.
I'm still on the bridge.
I was there just being careful and preparing in case.
So, yeah, Revan, you see this Loxodon. He's tall, about 7 foot tall. He doesn't seem like he's like even like a guard or like he's very simply dressed, more like a monk or a cleric. And he immediately gets on his legs. He kind of brushes away his dirt, and then kind of gives like a slight bow. It's like, afternoon. Sadly to inform, the port is unavailable because of
Yes.
I'm guessing everyone is panicking about the giant tower and the dark sun.
You could say so. Until the matter was resolved, we cannot allow entry as per the Spirit Master's decree. But if you wish to stay here and wait until the blockade is open, you're free here to stay.
I will say that there is a veritable army already descending upon said island. So
A group of armies, actually, like just currently coming outside.
yeah, we saw the Platinum Seas just show up, as well as a massive underwater horde.
You immediately see Electra as you come up. You see the Loxodon just kind of looks at you and freezes.
No, don't worry, he's harmless mostly.
What's that supposed to mean?
His eyes kind of squint.
I said mostly.
Who you be? I'm very curious.
Sorry, could you repeat that sentence?
Who you be? I'm very curious.
Collector unit number 14, partially off the Platinum Seas.
He kind of rubs his chin a bit. And kind of examines, raises one eyebrow. Last I recall, we do not allow Platinum Seas into this realm.
He said I've heard of that.
That is the decree of the Spirit Master. And the decree of the Spirit Master must be followed.
To be fair, apparently a lot of the members of Platinum Seas don't even recognize him as a member.
That's a good argument about it.
Roll me a persuasion check.
With advantage because
Yes.
Ravan's supporting it?
Wait, do I roll this or does he?
No, I do.
Also, if you look at the picture in stuff references, the cross is basically where you are.
Okay. 22.
He kind of that you, and there's this notion of recognition, but also what's it called? Like
Confusion?
no, not confusion. More like recognition, but also caution.
Yeah.
Yeah, understandable.
I'd say given our circumstances, we're only loosely associated with him.
He kind of like rubs his tusk a bit. Well, you do not wear their robes.
Have they updated the dress code since I've last been there?
Yeah.
I'm only loosely attached to the group, so I'm quite low on the information chain.
Nevertheless, clemencies are not, entry is not allowed.
Yeah. Until everything's sorted out, I understand. Yeah, it's... Yeah, given the circumstances, everything that's gone on, I understand.
He kind of gives a nod and a bow. Like, Aura preserve you. And then he claps his hands twice and white flash disappears. And you can see all of a sudden white flash elsewhere on the boat that just kind of swam past you casually.
Okay. These guys really do not like Platinum Seas, I'm guessing.
Quite sympathetic to you guys then.
Yeah, only from a few interactions, I can already tell that Platinum Seas is not a good group, and this just cements it.
Your opinion.
Yeah, no, I get it, but they are over there fighting, so...
Okay, so
that is also a valid argument.
So the question now comes as the sun is out, done, and it's no longer, and there's no light. The only source of light that you see is one of Kalna. It's bright lamps and lanterns scattered across the entire city, shining and making this beacon of light. And looking over to the spire, which theoretically, if you like put out your hand and like got your finger out, it would still be bigger than the finger. You see it's emitting this reddish glow.
Oh, that's not foreboding at all. Obviously being sarcastic.
At this point, Svita like kind of sadly puffs as the dusk sets and the sun is gone, and she kind of gives a very long sigh and just heads back down.
Obviously they know some context we're missing. Still...
Actually, I think I would be approaching Zvida at some point. And then I would just ask, may I ask how you're currently linked to the situation? You seem to have some involvement in this.
Before you do that, as you go from like the below decks, you see like 3 Newton-Kirkians. One of them is Mordecai, are like affixing some sort of lamp above the door, and all of a sudden one of them just snaps their fingers, and all of a sudden the whole section going up just turns like for a bit like dark purple and then fully bright white.
UV lamps.
Mordecai just kind of looks at you and says, "There are fucking vampires here."
I'm probably walking at roughly the same time as well, because I was heading
Yeah, he's
off
like
the
asking.
hall.
He has less he has less anger, more like fascination.
Not here right now, at the island we just left. However, I'm guessing this is meant to protect us.
Yeah, we had our movies telling us about, the silver, the sunlight, but apparently it's true. So he kind of points at the lamp.
This imitates sunlight?
Standing under this directly for 2 minutes most likely will give you cancer in 3 years. I suggest not
Is-
stand for it.
Lecter just appearing out of the background. I haven't read too much about this in the Nornian Book of Medicine. Could you inform me about that cancer specifically? It sounds interesting for war applications.
Oh god.
Oh, God.
He looks a bit like saddened, and he kind of punches the nearby dude who's like a man in his like 40s, and he's like working packing tool, and he's like, okay, so the cancer cells are basically cells whose genetic code gets disrupted by some sort of other vector, and they start to mutate and can cause all imbalances in the body that will eventually lead to major diseases and or death.
Is everything white that's on my outfit now glowing? Since I'm under the UV lamp?
Yes.
No, that's true. Anyway, I'll meet you guys in the mess hall because everything's going crazy.
So, how's everybody spending their evening? Because at this point, you see Plucky in the kitchen with one of the new Kings who is like listening to her speak and like kind of repeats the same thing. And if you ask about it, he's saying he's making bread.
That's...
Any specific recipe?
Well, I'm bored, and it said to make 3 barley loaves. I don't know what barley is. I didn't know it was used on bread.
It's used to make bread in some locations. The town I'm from made it a bit, but...
Oh yeah, so this lovely lady, she knows all about bread, so she helps me make one. For free, I guess.
It's good to try new hobbies.
Not someone here on the ship, right? I do not happen to know anybody by that name.
What?
What name?
Didn't you just mention a name?
No, I said it's good to have new hobbies.
No, I'm talking about Plucky.
No, she said that this lady, and he kind of points towards the lady who's like new Dunkirking, and you recognize as the lady who you saw once in the early mornings, who made like a vegetarian salad and talked to you a bit about biology.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, and yeah, they're essentially making bread together. Yeah. So, question on the main deck: is anybody gonna be looking, or just like on patrol for some reason?
I'm going to occasionally be on patrol. Just we've just encountered the city full of vampires. Of course, I'm going to be on edge.
So, okay. So for Ken, this is a very interesting dynamic. You know when you're like in a dark room and just have one lamp, and there's like layers of light and dark.
Yeah.
So the center of Kalna is like the brightest possible, but going out it becomes less and less bright, and you're like in this like dim light of it, just fully glowing. And maybe you'd say a quarter mile, half a mile away beyond you, it's just pitch black, and in the distance you just see this red ominous aura that is like actually showcasing the spire.
Well, I'm keeping an eye on everything, because on edge.
Light voice cracked there, just made it even better.
Yeah, on edge. Okay.
Yeah.
So Ken, Lena comes on the surface on the main deck. Looks at you. Looks at the shimmering tower covered in red. And says, odd, isn't it?
What is?
Back from where I hailed from, there was a prophecy about the sun going red and the world getting devoured by monsters.
Is that so? There's happens to be a lot of that kind of stuff going around.
I mean, she kind of looks at you. I was destined to be an assassin and a queen, never disobeying my orders. And look at me now.
That is true. It is. It is nice to know in things like that things are not set in stone. Hopefully this passes us by, because I'd hate to get involved in something that apparently everybody else is involved in. But should the need arise, you can bet you'll be ready.
Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna sleep tonight.
I don't think I'm gonna be sleeping either.
So, she immediately just kind of walks towards the bridge. And the bridge, Pablo's there, Jack is there, but there's also plenty of vacant space where a bunch of people could sit. But it's like more like, consoles and all that. And yeah, he just kind of sits and kind of twirls the chair towards the red beacon. So, how about the rest of you?
Just watching as everything's going down, I would just like to ask Zvita about the current situation with her and the things going on.
Where are you gonna look? She's not in the mess hall.
Main deck.
Not in the main deck. I'm gonna look for her.
Just running around a bit.
Roll me investigation check.
1 second, please. Investigation. Oh, that's a good one. 24.
So, looking around, everything is lit brightly, and more those lights are set up. Mainly on cafeteria entrance of the, basically on the most major streams of people where they go. It's set up, and there's like a laser almost that's for a split second it just turns on and turns off. It's like sensor reading. You find Zvita at the very bottom of the ship, in the place where you saw Black Emperor in the crew quarters. The whole place is uncomfortably dark. There's not a single source of light. And there's this massive hallway where side to side there's bed bunks and that for the crew to stay. And at the end of it, you just see a pair of crimson eyes staring back at you.
So, those eyes show me that you are most definitely involved in the current situation. Can you tell me anything about it?
She immediately chuckles and says, "In that regard, that makes you too."
Does it?
Where's this taking place again?
At the very bottom of the ship.
Okay.
And she says,
Yeah,
"Well,
that-
you've
that
got
memories.
glowing red eyes. Does not qualify you for so."
Mine are always glowing.
Picky on the details. So what is it you wish to know? is here's the interesting thing about it. You don't see her. You're gonna walk into the room.
I'm honestly just standing in the entrance.
Yeah, the entrance the only source of light. Beyond it, it just.
So I'm more or less standing in the middle there and just. When you're inside the room, you can more or less just see my outline in front of the light.
The room is maybe like 50 feet long, and she seems to be at the very end of it, sitting.
Let's light switch.
So come closer, or you're afraid that I'll bite you.
Oh. I will go in.
The door immediately shut behind you, and you hear a sudden lock sound behind it.
Not ominous at all.
Yeah. The figure seems to be like still there. Well, that's not the figure. You just see the eyes. You see the bed bunks to the left and to the right are clean as they usually are, because not a lot of people are using them. And yeah, the eyes occasionally like blink, one or the other, or both of them at the same time. It's eerie sound and eerily cold.
What's happening here?
I don't know. What is happening here? You came to me for answers. I might answer them. But what is it for me?
Well, we happen to have a cleric, actually two of them aboard, who seem a bit tense about the fact that we have
A demon? Is that it?
a demon aboard.
All of a sudden the eyes blink and it's just gone. You look around and you see to your right on one of the bunk beds the shadow of Zvita just sitting among the bunk heads, the eyes glaring at you.
I have one question for you.
Mm,
Is it just the two of us in here?
of course. Ever since that book you picked up, we've always been together. You got some secrets you don't even know. All of a sudden, eyes
Say it
blink,
like you know more about it.
eyes blink, and all of a sudden, another bunk bed flashes back. You were a very, very sustainable source of nutrition, of emotion.
I'm not sure whether I should take this as a compliment.
No, definitely do. You're an undying construct. You don't have any bodily fluids. Your mind is gonna be always intact. Maybe. You could say, came to care you for what you are. But don't take it too personal. You're an excellent sideman is what you are. The eyes blink again. Vanishes back at the beginning where you saw it. Is this what you wish to know? Who am I? Or who are you?
Over questions that fill me constantly. It is part of my nature, of course, to be born curious, and your question has been a constant one. Of course, I would like to know who you are, but magic can only tell me so much, and well, I'm afraid I'm not the one to ask directly most of the time.
Immediately, one of the lights in the bunks just flashes open, and in it you see a small girl, maybe 3 foot tall, 3'5" at best, And all of a sudden, by the bunks in the shadows, the eyes, the figure gleams and looks at you. I once, like all of you, been mortal. A small little child with nothing to care about. All the freedom in the world. Until all of a sudden, the flickering happens. You see the child, now a bit older, grasping an older lady, trying to wake her up, her eyes swelling with tears. Then a war broke out, killing everyone that I loved. Everyone. I swore vengeance and attempted to buy power for anyone, by anyone, to get my revenge. Flickers again. I found a lamp as the thing shows like a bit older kid, maybe like 4 foot, holding like a very pristine, opulent lamp that is spouting black smoke. And it offered me power immeasurable. All I needed to do to obtain it was to just embrace it, which I did full-heartedly. Then a sudden cut with a flash again, and you see now the light is just a river of blood. The floor is covered in bodies, but beyond the light there's nothing there, and she stands on the top with the giant's like long sword and a head of a person, an elf, decapitated. I took my vengeance, and I found a liking to what I did. So I set forth, adorning the armor of my slain foes. Another flash, and you basically see her, what you see as her now, but different clothing, different blade, but kind of the similar aesthetic, similar style. I grew bored. Seeing my enemy's bleed was no longer enough for me. Why bleed your enemy's life when you can take their soul for your own goals? Then you see what she seems to be right now, like her current form, the elongated blade, the very elegant chainmail, and a bunch of bodies, their mouths open, like almost torn open, and the familiar black smoke where from the lamp coursing into her fingertips and getting soaked in. And the lamp just kind of breaks, the glass splitters on the floor, and she's back at the very beginning. Did you like my presentation? I worked on it a lot. Did it impress you? Did it disgust you?
Has a certain sense of drama to it. But it is certainly fine work.
Immediately the eyes flash. Now instead of right, she's to almost immediate left. I know of your companion, the one from the destroyed island of Nord. I know about the blade, and I sense his intent. Do I flee? Do I fight him one-on-one? Or do I slay him in his sleep? He does not want to die. Neither do I.
Problematic situation for both of you. Well, it is your call to leave. Or is it that you're bound to me?
Oh no, I am not bound. Well, you're an excellent siphon that can just theoretically harness my power infinitely with you. But no, I'm not bound by you. I'm staying out of my free will here. But if he wishes to further his own goals without me provoking him, I'll have no other choice than retaliate. So tell me
Which I can
this,
quite
then.
honestly understand. I can honestly understand that.
So, yeah. So I'm kind of asking you, technically, if we recall the book, you know me for longer than him. If he raises his hand, your friend, will he defend me, your friend?
I do not wish to see either of you die. I would prefer to keep this outside of the realm of violence.
It's his call to make, not mine. Is that all? Is that all the questions you can muster?
The speech at the beginning. You talked about both of us.
Yes.
In the sense that you know secrets that even I don't know about myself. I'm sure that you know about my past,
Of
but
course.
quite honestly, I would love to know just how much you truly know. It's an ongoing fascination on my end, so I'm constantly learning and I would prefer to keep it that way. So
I know-
anybody who can tell me new is always welcome.
I know of your entire lifeline, from the day you were born to the day you were cast on a platinum table, dissected, and put into this.
That's
You
one way
hate
to
the
call it.
platinum seas, don't you? But they give you life. But what is a life of a puppet pulled by the strings of others?
That's the question I'm currently trying to answer, and quite honestly, I'm not doing a good job at that. So tell me, do you know more?
I know all. All you need to ask are the specifics. A combination in your mind questions what is better, accepting what you are, or revoking it and trying to grasp what was. Is that correct?
I'm thinking about my options and always seem to lead in disaster. Staying in a world where everybody hates me and the group I belong to, or leaving that group and potentially prophesying my own death. Returning to what I once was and leaving everything behind, or destroying everything we've built.
Or maybe she kind of looks
Something
up
new
into the
entirely.
He looks into the sky. You could always choose the best of both worlds.
Which
You
would
know-
be?
You have an immortality on machine, but also the title of Baron. Obtaining both is not exactly out of your reach, is it?
Well, we are at the place that this title has... We are at the place where this title has its value, so... The most difficult thing is to literally convince anybody that this title still exists.
Convince? What do you mean, convince? It is your birthright. Act upon it.
And tell me how. Do not have the same body, the same powers. Mostly not even the same memories.
You kind of ponders about that question. In the market, long ago, I was perused, opened, browsed through, closed, left. One of them was you, but by a different name. But a name Cole.
One of my brothers, if I recall.
That's a start. You're in the city. And if somebody questions, why would they question a baron or what he wills or wishes?
I think I see where you're going with this. I have to say, I do like the idea. Well,
You know, the Loxodon do not value the body, but the spirit. You don't have the body, but do you have the spirit?
exactly the thing I'm trying to find out.
One way to find out, is it not?
Well,
You just hear a knocking sound. It's like Plucky Lecter.
oh god. Like usual. Either things end at just the right time or far too early. Not entirely sure which one it is this time. Still. Please. Make sure nothing happens between you and Ken.
Tell him that as well, then. His handle itches.
Easy enough for us to find other demons to fight.
Oh. You just hear the bang again, like Lecter, splinters.
I'll be right there. I just have one last question. One out of entire curiosity. I do not know whether you know the answer to this. Are you the only demon upon the ship?
I may be the truest form to a demon, but my soul is not even close to being the most enlightened.
I think I know what you mean.
She kind of gives you a smile, and then eyes disappear, and the room is just dark.
I'm ripping the door open.
The door, yeah, like you rip the door. Like all of a sudden, the door just like click, and it just opens up, and you see Plucky is like, "Hey!" and she gives you a loaf of bread. I made this. I made 3 of these. Look, and he kind of gives you the bread dough covered to-do list, and you see one of like the to-do stuff to make 3 bread loaves has been like scratched out. It did it. Oh, this is fun.
Well, continue on with this
Uh,
if you want.
Do you have any mice? Kitties have mice. You need a lot of them. A family. Not just a family. Like, of mice.
I'm now understanding why it was so random. He's quite literally being directed to do these bullshit things.
He has ignored this list up until now, just so you know.
Yeah, he ignored the list up to this point.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah, you're forcing it.
Yeah. Still, good on you for making a loaf of bread. I do not know of any mice aboard the ship anywhere around here. And in all actuality, could I see that list again?
Okay, so there's a few things that are scratched. Like drink 7 types of alcohol in one go and do not puke. Walk on 1 foot all day. Then of course there's the bake 7 barley loaves. Oh yeah, these are all spread out as well. Then
I
there's
thought it was 3.
yeah, free. And he made one. Well, I guess he brought one of them. And after that, there's a knit a wool bag, like a wool bag fit for a family of mice. Then it's make friends with a stranger, only to insult it to the fullest extent. Then there's
Is that one scratched out?
No. Then there's drinking specific types of things like bean soup, bubbling mountain water, fire ale, which is scratched out, pickling of pike and dog liver, salamander blood, that is scratched out, a mixture of black, silver, and white dragon blood.
All scratched out.
Yeah, no, that's not scratched out. Sacrifice a great basilisk card by setting it on fire and holding it in your hands. That is not scratched out. And that's it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
A lot of that is very random.
I would love to know who came up with this list.
I would like to punch the person who came up with this list.
Completely reasonable. That's... Oh god. How soon do you plan on completing this list, or is this just more of a I'm currently bored and want to do this right now thing?
Oh my god.
Especially because of the basilisk, the salamander, and the dragon.
Yeah. I mean, I was bored. Everybody's drinking. Zan is occupied. I rather,
He's always occupied.
Not as much. I was very occupied. Everybody's there. Oh. Is the sun gone?
Hmm?
Like the red.
I thought it was still there. Let's check.
Okay. You make to the deck. It's just pitch dark. Like pitch dark. The only source of light that you get looking up in the sky, there's no stars. Look, the only source of light is Kalna, and it's lights everywhere. And of course, looking to the spire, you see this reddish aura.
Oh yeah. At least for now, the sun is gone. Saying to Blocky. I'm sure we can find some people in Kalna ready to trade you some mice.
Yeah. Wait.
I thought elephants were.
He looks at the city. and then looks at you. He clicks his boot of flying and just vanishes. And you just hear, "Gotta go."
I just heard a single syllable of that, and after that, the mic cut out.
You just hear a, "Gotta go."
Okay.
Yeah, the pitch that you're trying to do the voice at is not working with noise suppression.
Honestly, that's making it even funnier.
Yeah.
It cuts them off at the funniest times.
Literally?
I'm like, I'm just thinking, oh god, no.
The way it's written in Dice
I'm not
Roller,
there.
that's how it just sounded.
Yeah, look, I was going for that. I was going for that. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, you just heard the click of the boots and gone. Yeah. Yeah. Also, a few minutes later, Svita comes on the main deck, looks at you, Lecter, but doesn't say anything. He just looks at the glowing city, just on the very edge of on the main deck, on the very front of it. So yeah, what is everybody doing at this dreadful little night?
Well, I'm probably helping anyone who got super drunk back to bed. And then I'm going to have my long rest.
Okay. Ken, Lecter.
I'm going to be. I'm going to be taking. I'm just going to be with Lena for the rest of the.
Okay, let's see. Oh shit.
Hopefully, our company is able to. Being in the company of each other will help.
I mean, you also have Pablo and Jack. Pablo's like maintaining the console and just making sure that everything is fine. Everything is kind of chill.
Yep.
And you kind of have this like top-down view of what, like you can see what is above, like in the spire, and you basically see like this whole city and almost like symmetrically perfect triangle. If the point of like the main point was the tower, there are 3 floating fortresses. Additionally, every once in a while on the screen you just see a coloration of blue or green or yellow in the water. Like as in the monitor in the bridge. And yeah, you have just Jack, who's like almost like passed out on the chair, just looking at the whole screen, just like kind of lazily staring at it. Pablo's like also kind of slightly asleep. It's kind of calm.
For once.
Yeah, it's kind of cold as well. A harsh cold wind is blowing. But it's warm in the bridge. The doors are closed and it's relatively warm. What about you, Lecter? What are you gonna do?
Quickly checking. Do I still have the map I made of the things I saw in Six Arms Legend lore?
Yes, you do. So,
looking at the map again to just check it with some locations that would line up with Kalna.
yeah, the Kalna is the only thing that is actually prevalent and still there compared to the original map you got for Archipeligo when you set off this journey.
Yeah. And if there are any specific locations or like precisely placed marks on the map, I would try to somehow line out a path to take tomorrow in which I would at least be able to check on most of them. To figure out where exactly,
Well,
or what exactly there is.
okay, in total, there are 15 points. One of those points, you most certainly, like 2 of those points, you certainly been ever so slightly. Remember when you came across your first island that manifested, encompassing that giant, hideous creature, the white, lanky fellow?
Yeah.
That's kind of the first mark. The second mark is Kalna. The third leads somewhere where between Norn and the Bastard. The fourth goes. I'll point you. I'll give you like a thing, but it basically shows like a. It goes not like slightly like deviate. It goes all across the actual archipelago, from the very south to the very west to the north. And the final what's it called? The final dot where it was shown, that leads between somewhere of paradise and Thon. I'll map you out the thing so you know. So. Yeah.
Damn. I'll try my best to pinpoint the mark that is placed in Kalna, if it is at all.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be spending the evening with that.
Oh, are you just gonna chill on the main deck or on the bridge? On the very main deck, there's...
I would be on the main deck, yeah.
Are you gonna go with Zvida? Just chill with her? Or are you gonna... Because she's on the
I'm just
very
gonna...
tip.
If you want the image for this, I would be standing
Beside her.
directly at the railing, not the map in hand, but like both hands placed on the railing, and just looking into the lit up city. If she's anywhere nearby, so be it. But
yeah, she's literally in the front. You would say it's like she's like kind of grabbing the railing, but she's sitting between the rails. She's just kind of looking at the city on her own volition. Ken, all of a sudden, bangs of beat on the bridge, like atop it. Everybody gets like an attention, like looks up, and all of a sudden, like where you're sitting, where Lena is sitting, and just looking at the place, all of a sudden you just see 2 legs just kind of drop, as if like somebody's like sitting over the edge of them. What would you like to do?
Call out. Who's there? Identify.
What do you mean identify? What is this? Can I come in?
I got interrupted. I'm sorry. What was that you said?
Oh, there was a chuckle, and he's like, identify for what? And then he chuckled some more and says, can I come in?
Until I know exactly who you are, the answer is no.
Alright. Do you know of Trugmar City?
Kent says I have.
So how would you know who I am then? Then again, most of the city doesn't even know him.
That's a city in this world, ain't it?
Yeah, to the very north.
All
Right
right.
opposite of the world.
I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. Come on in.
Okay. So, Electra, you immediately like have this sensation of like sudden ticking, and you immediately like look around, and you see this hooded figure as he like takes off like very elegant robes, like slightly British. He has the cowl on him, but he takes it off, and you see this short, blonde, not blonde, but like yellowish blonde hair, very nice facial hair, as he kind of jumps down on the ladder. Not ladder, but like on the staircase, and kind of opens the door, and you just see this man, like he's in his mid-20s, maybe a bit older. He has this smug look upon him as he like kind of overlooks all of you. He kind of gives a wave. Fine thing you got here. What is this? Some sort of metal boat?
That much
You
is
can say-
obvious.
I fucking hate boats and the ocean, but here I am. As he kind of walks like into the place, closes the door behind him, and he kind of like walks even past you. Ken just looks through the window at the glowing thing. Oh yeah, pleasantries, whatever. He kind of turns back at you, Ken, and extends his hand. Zircon Reed at your service. I believe you met my son.
Your son. Ah, crap, I'm blanking on it, guys.
He's blanking on it.
Shit happens.
Ah, who is he? Who's this I am thinking of?
The robot knows.
Do I?
Oh, you're also there?
No.
I mean,
No,
you saw, you,
last
you
time I
saw a
checked.
you saw a hooded figure just kind of walk in the bridge unannounced, kind of.
I would be following that much.
Okay. Yeah. Xana's husband.
Oh.
Yeah.
Extends his arm, his hand out. It's good to meet somebody. Somebody of that people.
So, what is this bullshit that I'm looking at?
The island or the boat?
Let's start with the island. The archipelago has many things. I know that for sure, but this?
Which one are you talking about? Kalna or the new thing?
Kalna has been here for millenniums. I'm
think he's
talking about
talking
the
about-
giant tower in front. Did you ever
Yeah.
summon it?
We
Not
didn't
intentionally.
summon it. Not yet. It sort of appeared out of nowhere. As far as we know, basically every major faction that at least we know of have been making their way to it.
I fucking despise going to this place.
And what are you doing here?
Well, first of all, I had a calling. A favor, if you will. Second of all, you might have noticed that the fucking sun gone crimson, and all the
Cool.
lycanthropes in the area started raising hell. And now he like squints a bit and just like recoils a bit. And the platinum seer here. Great. First troops are now here. So, where are you, bunch of chuckle fucks? I know you, points at you, Lecter. I don't know the rest of you. You're looking fine and all that. But what is this? Like, metal boats? Really? In this
So
ocean?
this is the next day, right?
Huh?
It's a funny story, actually. We actually, at this super high-tech island up here, more or less terms, this god, I think Primus
Nothing
was his
major.
name?
Nothing major. The point
Apparently,
is,
we have a Primus in this world now. I don't know. I just
main-
got here.
Oh,
the main important point is
so you're the
that you tend to get things when you stick around in the archipelago for a while. Lots of things.
Yeah, I kind of despise that thing. Last time I was here, I had to fish out an artifact.
I was just
Oh, we've
double
done
checking.
that a few times.
This is the next stage, right?
No, this is like evening. This is like 10ish
Oh.
PM. Just all of a sudden, just this dude shows up like, hey, what the fuck is this? What the fuck are you? What is this thing?
I said before I have my long rest, I'd be on one last patrol. I'd probably show up soon.
Yeah, you can show up.
Just this argument.
At some point, just like, okay, continuing my evening patrol. Anything wrong up here? What the fuck? Who is this? Well,
Another mysterious stranger who's just showing up. Great.
So, yeah, Platinum Seas looks at you, Lecter. You know what they're cooking up? What kind of wobbly bullshit they want to pull off this time?
sadly not. I have no idea. I've been cut out of the information flow, sadly.
Good.
Mostly.
Good. You'd rather do that than be executed for stuff. A lot of stuff.
If it weren't for family ties, I would have been multiple times.
There you go. You and I have something in common. I like that. Second of all, how about a little chaos?
Hmm?
Since you're such an honorable guest, might as well give a show. Would you not think that as a good?
We've got enough chaos already. His name is Plucky.
Speaking of Plucky, where is he?
He last
I
time.
have no idea.
Yeah, he's not. It's like spies the Platinum Seas, and for multiple reasons that I'm not in interest to speak. How fun it would be if the spire collapses and destroys one of the fortresses. He kind of squints.
Could I recommend something minor?
Maybe just the
We have this
spy
conversation
collapses.
somewhere else.
Maybe the spy collapses and just lands on us.
I see. You learned the ways of the Platinum Seas. Oh, don't you worry. Anything within 120 feet of this place cannot be traced. He kind of gives like a slide check.
I know I am in no position to make demands. But could I ask on how exactly you are achieving this?
I'm not gonna go into my life story, but I got crossed, double crossed, triple crossed, whatever. I got crossed. The main point is the fucking Archipeligo is still alive that I wanted to destroy, and now the people I am gonna send after them are currently in the astral sea, fucking around with some. Oh yeah, his name was Spotter, wasn't it? Fucker. That's besides the point. The point is, I am here. I look upon the spire, filled with lycanthropes and vampire beasts, beasts.
We did see all that war going on the islands. Just
no
between the factions.
Well, the spire seems to be intact. There's 3 fortresses flying about, and there's a there's still battle going between vampire and vampire, but you don't see any fish or anything.
Well, there was
You're right. At this point, you get a message.
You're right.
I'm sorry. Kilroy sends a
Lecter.
message to you. Lecter. Kilroy sends a message to you, and it just says it's about to fall.
I'm afraid someone has already been at work. I'm just walking across the room to one of the windows, and I'm just taking a look at the tower.
Yeah.
I was still ignoring the fact that he said he can make it so that we have it full on one of them.
Is this individual still hooded and everything?
No, he took off his hood when he got inside. He looks
right.
kind of like you, but his hair a lot shorter, messier, and he has this nice beard with facial hair.
We're not
Depending on what
related.
kind.
We're not related in some way, are we?
Well, he got the good looks of me. Nah.
Does the name Dythe ring any bells?
He got up pause for me. I think I might gambled a soul or two with him.
Different. Yeah, no, that sounds about right for my dad.
And like you all of a sudden you just hear all of a sudden just see the tower slightly tilt.
Which is incredibly obvious on this scale.
Yeah, and all of a sudden you just all see the tower, like if you pull out your hand and just put a finger up, you still see that the finger is smaller than the tower. You just see the tower just kind of slow but sure just kind of like follow.
Not in our direction, right?
No, it's like almost to the opposite, and it just kind of falls.
Well, that issue is sorted itself out.
Well, Zerka just kind of looks at it, like nods. Well, my job is yours, done. No need to thank me.
Are you involved in this?
No, but I appreciate the praise all the way. Anyway, I guess my job is yours done. My oath has been successfully completed. Kind of like wipes his hands together.
In case you want some names.
I know you as Robot, you as Ken, points it to you, Ken, and then looks at you, Revan, and you're the fucking beautiful devil that you are.
The opposite, in fact.
I'm pretty much the opposite of a devil.
He kind of grins, but figure of speech, you'll get used to it.
Just squinting a bit. It's like,
And he just kind of walks out of the bridges and just kind of waves you all. It's just like just waves you goodbye.
So the guy's an Asimar, right?
No, it looks like a human.
Well, Asimar looks human.
Yeah, but like he doesn't have any features of the Asimar, like glowing eyes, halo, any source of light, and you just see him all of a sudden just vanish into shadow.
I don't have those either.
But you could.
I think the only really unnatural thing is one eye is bright cyan.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Alright,
Oh
I
yeah.
should have built this tower. Holy hell.
So here's the problem about that. Pablo just immediately yells, "Brace for impact! A wave is coming!"
Oh crap!
Just looking over the fucking, looking over the.
How is he yelling that?
He's yelling very fucking loudly as you look back.
I'm repeating that using mass sending, targeting everybody on the ship.
You all look back at the tower and you see the tower is gone, but also half the view is now covered by water.
Oh crap!
We were talking about changing the ship up. It's not going to be able to be above the water entirely. It's now being entirely under the water.
Wait.
I'm sure we can manage. Lock all doors. Let's make sure we don't drown here.
Okay.
I can do that.
So all of a sudden, a very nice, what's it called? A very nice, calm lady says, "Warning, typhoon incoming. Seek shelter immediately." And you see all the like bridge windows start to like roll down this some sort of metallic like shedding, and it's like repeating, "Maintain calm. Keep calm."
I have control water.
I don't think your control water is strong enough for this.
No, I can redirect flow, meaning I could potentially pass it around the ship.
You're Jesus now, or what?
No, that's Moses you're thinking of.
Good point. Jesus was walking across the water that was Kirai for like a few hours until he drowned.
So are you gonna attempt to part the water?
We're not doing. If getting hit by that will probably either kill a bunch of people. Oh wait, no, part water is actually one of the options. Yeah, that's like you can cause water in the area to move apart and create a trench. The trench extends across the spell's area. But what do I need? It's 100-foot cube on a side, so if we're facing the waves straight ahead. Yeah, no, I can do it. Yeah, so it's concentration up to 10 minutes.
Yeah. So, you just gonna go out, see the back of the ship, just fucking cast the spell. All of a sudden, you just see like a mid-air, just like a depth of air that is just there, and occasionally get some water. And you look out, and you see the fucking wave is like several hundred feet tall.
Oh crap.
You know, you got like a minute before it actually reaches you.
Yeah, I'm like, come on.
Are you actually gonna stand on the fucking boat?
I'm sitting down, actually.
No. Is Remy just gonna be outside doing this?
Well, no, I'm gonna try and do it from the command dish.
Okay.
Actually, even better. Jack, Pablo? Would you kindly follow me, as I grab a literal, in the air manifesting, doorknob and open a door in the middle of the air, casting demiplane.
Oh god.
I'm trying to reduce
the door is attached to the floor, so it will shake with the ship. But it will completely eradicate the impact once you're inside and the door is closed.
What I'm doing is trying to reduce the impact by making
Good
part
luck.
of the wave part of the wave that hits us smaller.
Yeah. So
Feel free to continue trying. I'm in the demo plane if anybody needs me.
oh my god. So Remy,
I'm leaving the door open for anybody who wishes to follow.
Lena just kind of looks at you, and you see all of her hairs have risen up.
So where's Lecter going?
Demi-plane.
I'm going into an open demi-plane where I'm going to wait off the...
Yeah, as she looks at the
impact.
demi-plane, sees the water approaching, she's like, you know what? I don't want to get wet. And she just kind of walks in like...
I'm going in.
Revan, what about you?
Like I said, I'm trying to reduce the impact by using control water.
I like this image.
Look, might as well attempt it.
Have you guys seen the image of the single excavator trying to free the... what was it called? The ship that blocked the Suez Canal?
Oh, Evergreen. Evergreen.
Did you ever start
Okay.
Yeah. I'm
So-
imagining that you're that excavator right now.
So yeah, so Revan, you're literally like, parting the sea, and the wind is picking up, and all of a sudden, you make. Where are you gonna try to resort to safety?
Well, I've pretty much got my back to the door, the demi-plane door. So if I get thrown back, I go straight through the door.
Okay. So
I should mention that the demi-plane entirely consists of a 30 by 30 by 30 stone cube. It's currently only filled with books and gold.
I need one of you to roll me a d10.
I will. My demi-plane, my rules. 3.
Then you have slightly better luck than
So,
everyone else.
question: Does it show you like if you go across the demi-plane? Does it actually show you what's on the material plane?
It is an open door, so it behaves like an open door. You can still look through it.
So,
and theoretically, if the bridge breaks and the door is still open, it could flood my demi-plane.
Are you gonna
But
keep?
Once everybody apart from Revan is inside, I'm giving him the decision: get in or stay out. I'm closing this shit off.
I'm gonna try and reduce the impact of the ship. If this
Your choice.
Revan,
Block off.
There's the choice. If you cross the plane, the what's it called? The concentration fails.
I know.
Yeah. So what's the call?
Staying outside or getting inside?
I'm staying outside.
Okay, I'm closing off the demi-plane. The door stays materialized, but it is entirely shut.
Okay. So
The only thing that can open is my spell.
all of a sudden, you immediately just feel the sudden force. Like you know when you're in a car wash and those fucking wipers show up and just fucking blast. Just
Yeah.
all of a sudden, you just have the sound that vibrates for the entire ship. Your head feels dizzy. I would like you to make me a con save to make concentration.
Okay, con save. Sorry for the. Is it just a regular Constitution saving throw?
Yeah, it's like maintaining your concentration. Let's go.
Yeah, okay. I haven't really done one of these before.
It's a Constitution saving throw.
Okay, just a okay.
Oh my
Fuck!
roll the one.
I rolled a fucking 1.
Oh god. Revan,
I'm kind of happy right now that it's closed.
Revan, you immediately the impact immediately lose your footing immediately, and all of a sudden you just get hit by one of the consoles in the head. Knocking you
Don't.
unconscious. So, Lecter, are you just staring at the doorknob, waiting until it's like no longer vibrating?
I'm going to keep this door closed for roughly 5 minutes.
How much
Okay.
damage
Maybe 10.
do I take from hitting my head?
Oh yeah. Speaking of people, Jack went through. Pablo did not.
Okay. So, any stories for the meantime? I will be reopening the door in roughly 5 to 10 minutes. Please don't take anything from the inside. It's mostly incredibly dangerous. The only thing inside right now is a collection of books and like in one corner there is a pile of random stuff. And Lecter is kind of sitting between all of the people inside and that pile of stuff.
So, yeah, 5 minutes pass.
I reopen the door.
You open the door, and you just see an eye glaring at you. Like a massive eye of a thing glaring through the bridge screen.
I close the door again. No. No, I'm opening it anyway.
I'm face down on the floor of the board,
Yeah.
lads.
You snap back, all goes dark. You snap back. The first sensation, massive headache. Second sensation, your hands feel bloodied. You look around, you see that it's a lot of glass everywhere. You're feeling
Ow.
you stand up, you look around, and you see a massive set of eyes staring at you.
Oh.
You look around and you realize that you're on land. You're shipwrecked.
Oh.
And you realize, just looking around the bridge, you're shipwrecked maybe a few hundred feet in Kalna itself. And the giant thing next to you is actually one of the things that got, washed up on the shore.
Wait, it's one of the creatures that was swimming by us before?
Yes. And you see it's just kind of staring at you. And all of a sudden you just see it's like slowly slinks back into the ocean.
Like, how far inland are we? Are we like you see we're basically in the middle of the city, aren't we?
No. Like, you're a good 200 or 300 feet into the city. Maybe the tent into the city. This city is large, and this is a long city. But looking from where you are, you assume you kind of got blasted for about 2 miles from your original location.
Many bandages on my hands. Anyway, I go and knock on the demiplane door. It's over. You come out now.
Opening the door, of course.
Oh yeah, also, you see Pablo in the chair, passed out, not responsive. He had some sort of belt on him, and it's like just held him in place. He is breathing, but he is not looking too good.
The wave hit, lost my footing, and then everything went black. And now we're a good 10th into the city, I'd say. Stuck on land. Also, one of the those creatures that were swimming by the ship before towards the tower. It was next to us.
I mean, if you still look at it, you see still half of its body is like a
Still
giant.
slowly moving.
It's like a giant squid abomination, and it's like slowly making its way back to.
It's there still going, but yeah.
Oh, the internet went out for Kaz. God damn. Okay, that's why he can't join. So yeah. Looking around. Just seeing that the ship, like from the main deck perspective, the water is gone. But also there's a bunch of stuff on the main deck, including dead bodies.
Oh no. I quickly... Sorry, Pablo's in the chair, right?
Yes.
I cast Cure Wounds at first level on him.
He kind of lodges his back forward and like squints his eyes.
Full health.
Yeah, he's like looks at you, and he kind of like he tries to when you try to like burp but it goes wrongly, and he feels a sudden pain. He's all of a sudden just like he tries to say something and all of a sudden just like pukes out some stuff. So main deck contains remnants of buildings, shipwrecks of ships, a bunch of sea creatures, mostly dead, and a handful of bodies.
I just imagine that there's just a simple rowing boat actually just casually sitting in the pool.
It's like a lot of done fishermen just...
Like fully intact. The boat itself is fine.
Is the guy just fishing off of the rowboat just in the pool?
He's like waving at you like in Forrest Gump, just like, hi!
You're fishing in a swimming pool. Well, there's fish inside, so let's try.
One thing you do know, on the very front of the main deck, Zvita is chilling.
would actually be going outside, greeting the fisher in the pool, and just moving past, going to Svida, asking whether she's been outside here for the entire time.
Well, the first things first, I'm going around the ship and checking out how everyone's doing, how many people got injured.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and helping out. I realise I'm probably going to need stitches on my head because that was a nasty fall under the console.
Can be arranged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So looking around, most of the shit is just shipwrecked. People are standing up, groaning in pain. Some people are not standing up at all. The owl bear looks like he's passed out in his corner, but the whole like railing to keep him like out is like just destroyed. The bar, the mess hall, everything is just torn asunder, basically broken down and destroyed.
At least it wasn't as bad as it would have been.
The kitchen is a metallic mess. Like every single thing that was not nailed to the floor is basically on the ground or destroyed. Of course, looking more around, you find the workshop surprisingly mostly intact. Like nothing seems to even like have changed. Most of the complementary stuff like the gym, the cinema, all stuff that wasn't nailed just fucked up. There are also some damages, some dents, and some holes that you can like look through and actually see the outside.
Just a casual dumbbell stuck in the ceiling.
If we landed on Plucky, I'd be slightly happy.
On the topic, he's actually out there fishing with the guy in the fisher boat.
Either that or impaled by a shipwreck.
Plucky won't die.
Yes.
Yet. Anyway, so all of a sudden, like most people immediately like stand up. Only a handful, like 10 people don't. And oh god. So one of the Soviet high commands, when looking upon him, he's completely unresponsive, and you can immediately see that something's wrong with his neck.
That doesn't look healthy.
No, as in it's detached from the head. Yeah.
He's been decapitated.
No, it's not decapitated. It's more like something snapped in his neck and it just kind of detached itself.
Fine, it's kinda sad.
Yeah.
Okay. He's not dead, is he?
He's more than dead. No, he is dead. And then one of the new Dunkirkians also has died.
Oh no.
Yeah.
How do we get them back up?
Well, here's the thing. You got the Sop, the Silver Dragon, and you have Gable, and you got Revan.
Yeah.
If you're willing to spend a diamond, resurrection spell can be procured.
Yeah, I've got Revivify, so if
this has been more than a minute.
Oh yes, yeah, that wouldn't work at all.
Yeah.
One way or another, I got only perfect diamonds anyway.
Yeah.
I haven't got anything.
So immediate head count begins, and everybody's kind of present. Nobody's missing. A lot of injuries, but they're basic injuries. 2 dead, but they're getting worked on. And immediately, all the new Dunkirkians are very worried about a nuclear meltdown for some reason.
Oh dear.
Anything we can help with?
No, it's all fine. It's good, right? And one of them just like taps their feint that it's not working. I'm responding.
If there's anything we can help with, just tell us, and I just walk off.
The one guy who's technically immune to radiation, since he hasn't got any living components, technically.
Yeah.
Anyway, I have a look at the city,
Yeah,
like after the best that command did, and see how much devastation there is.
it's dark. The most of the city is actually like extinguished. So by just your looking at it, you assume that most of the city was hit by this. And in the distance, like you made probably the most inland. While you do
I
see
score.
some, I score. I'm sorry.
Oh damn it!
Sorry.
Oh my god.
Oh, we were planning on making this an airship, so that we need to expedite that.
That's genuinely what I'm going to ask in a few minutes.
Yeah, give us 2 days. If the reactor is fine, we can.
The airborne.
Yes. But yeah, there's a handful of ships, like massive ships, like Black Rose ships, that are like destroyed on the actual port and like beyond. And looking through your wreck of destruction, you realize that you actually didn't like scoot, like just drag into the sea, like through the pool, like more like the wave kind of lifted you up and you just kind of crashed and landed into this spot and slightly like drifted.
Yeah.
Shit.
God. I wonder if any other places got hit hard. Wait.
Well, the Norn crew certainly had fun.
Oh god.
We did warn them.
Although the fact that
Well,
multiple entities were like, you know what, let's get that bread, and the fucking crew was like, yeah, boy.
And also the idea that if Norn was still smoldering, that just put out the fires.
Good point.
Yeah.
Still, this is not fun for most of the people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, this was apocalyptic.
So,
I just realized something I've been on for like the last half hour. Remember me talking about us being literally Jesus and Moses?
yeah.
Right?
Noah's Ark.
Yeah.
Two of every
Literally-
kind.
We're literally speedrunning the Bible right now.
The people. But yeah.
Sorry. The
yeah.
problem is, it's literally pronounced Bibel in German, so...
So yeah, so Svita approaches his lecture. It kind of gives you a warm smile. I guess the crisis is over. So, you gonna look for your brother now, or?
I will do tomorrow morning.
Is it tomorrow morning now?
I mean, theoretically, it's like 11 p.m.
I'm not going out there in the middle of the night shortly after a crisis.
Okay.
Especially if the people don't like the Platinum Seas around here.
Well,
How do we know it's you? It says NPC in the fucking side. Anyway, so Ken, what are you doing?
Well, first off, making sure Leno's okay.
Yeah, she went through the day plane with.
Okay. I was just, she was a little shaken up, so just making sure.
Yeah, so yeah, there's a handful of bodies. One of a Kenku, 3 of humans, 1 of a Goliath. Lecter.
Wait
Yeah.
a second.
The Goliath! What's the Millie?
He's one of the dead guys, right?
Yes.
Hey, I think I know this one. This is the one that buggered off. And the Norn, ain't it?
Lecter goes and quickly grabs something from his bag of holding,
Oh no.
and she just kind of stands above the corpse with the master's chain in his hand.
Oh no.
Not worth the curse, and puts the thing away again.
Anyway,
Yeah, so you're reviving the one of the bodies.
yeah, I can't revive anyone. I only have Revivify, and that only works after a minute.
All of a sudden, you just hear a sudden click sound, Lictor, behind you.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
You look around and you just see Plucky's back. Looks around.
Oh,
And in
God.
his hand, he has like a dozen or so mice, and you see some of them are biting his like hands. It's like, ow. Yeah, 5 mice. Where are we? He kind of looks around.
Inland.
Inland. Wasn't originally the plan, but... Well, we're here, I guess.
How did you survive?
Uh,
How did you survive the massive wave that put our ship this far inland?
He kind of just. He just kind of shrugs.
Say, you know, if they're gonna be fixing the ship, they might as well implement the flying while we have it above water.
Has already been commissioned. Don't worry.
Okay. Alright, sweet.
Yeah. Anyway,
You see Plucky looking in the horizon. The giant spider gun.
yes, it collapsed, and that's what caused the wave.
Neat. What now? Oh wait, I need
yeah.
wool. Do you got any wool?
No.
Do you know how to knit?
How much
No,
time do you
shit.
need?
Enough to
Oh.
fit all of these? And he kind of like
Oh.
shoves you a handful of mice.
If only we had a druid.
Speaking of druids,
It's the lots done in the boat, in the pool, fishing, at druids.
That would be even better.
oh, no, there's gonna be even a better thing, but I think we're gonna call it here, right? Because 2.5 hours,
Yeah.
only 3 of you.
This looks like a fun thing. Just when Kaz gets back next time.
Yeah, he's going to see. Yeah.
Oh
He's going to do
fuck! I
an-
won't be there next week.
Are you going to do an updated map showing the
I will,
showing how far the ship is?
I will, because I didn't know what's gonna happen, and all of a sudden it's like, you know what? The queen demands a fucking demolition.
Well, the main thing is, it could have been worse. If I
Oh yeah.
did listen the impact. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Tiny bit.
Yeah, but if we'd been hit full force, minus plus the stuff that I took away, essentially, I think either most of the people on the ship would be dead or would be further inland.
We'll see. Honestly, at least right now, this is a really precarious situation to be in.
Yeah, I honestly think we would have probably been embedded in the forbidden city if the full force of the wave hit us.
So, got anything you want to say before we start shutting the stream down with no survivors?
tell me what's happening
Revelations and a
next week.
crash.
Hey,
Revelations
look
and a
at that.
crash seems pretty
Lecter-
good for the Jones.
Lecter, it only took you 62 sessions to come back.
Yeah, and
It's
now-
been a while.
Oh, so we
Yeah,
went
but-
to the place that we got to the place, and it's not the other place that we just left.
And the chunk of the city is now gone
Yeah.
due to one massive wave.
I'll show you. It's